They got me in the back.
They backshotted you?
They like took a little.
You
like,
got
kinda,
back shots? Welcome to the podcast where we talk about
make me
anything,
answer that.
everything
Don't make
that
me
comes out of
answer
the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
What are you trying to do to me here?
James.
What do you
I
get
call
from
him
me?
James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
It's weird.
And my
It's weird that you're
God,
treating me like
did
this.
a lot of things happen this week, James.
Yeah,
we were gone. We were gone for like 1 week since last Sunday, which we do this every Sunday.
In this off time, my credit's just gone to shambles.
My credit has dropped. Twitch has imploded. A bunch of other stuff other than Twitch has happened. Let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Play the Rhett and Link intros music. I don't actually remember their.
I'm sure I know what their music is, but all my brain can think of is the fucking John Green opening.
I'm sure if you play that music, I would know what it sounds like and be able to pinpoint it.
They'd played in school all the time.
Right.
During like you know what I'm talking about.
What do you want to start with, James? You want to start with just the meat of it? Go right into the meat.
The real meaty potatoes.
Yeah, the real meat and potatoes. And sweet potatoes. Twitch.
Yeah, you know.
Let's talk about Twitch a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
So I think I'll start with a rough timeline of what happened, and you can correct me if I get anything wrong, because I won't lie to you, even though I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/gizmoworks, I don't actually keep up with the culture very much, and I'm not on Twitch that much.
I don't either. It's just I happen to be following people, and like that's when I get updates.
It's just because James is a big fan of XQC Trainwrecks.
I'm a big Hassan
Mizkif
fan.
And Hassan. So
Sanabi.
And he's a tier 3 Poke sub. So number one, the first thing that happened was Shit Camp was gonna be started or something.
Yeah,
There's this thing called Shit Camp. I didn't know what it was either. Apparently it's just a gathering of streamers to like kind of bunk together, do a little sleepover, little tea and biscuits party.
Boy.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And then XQC said he was gonna go, and then he didn't go. And that was the start of it.
Which apparently isn't a surprise. It's something you should expect, is that X doesn't show up for stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's what he does. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not an XQC.
I'm just saying from like from everything I've seen, people were like, yeah, this isn't the first time. It's like kind of repeated actions.
Some other things that happened. A streamer named E-Rob was banned. I'm not sure why I wrote that, but I put that in my timeline.
Oh yeah, I remember I saw that and I'm like, who the fuck is E-Rob?
I don't know who that is either.
During this time of crisis.
This is the timeline of what leads. I had to say this because it's context for it leads up to the Flint and Steel. So XQC doesn't go to Shit Camp. E-Rob gets banned. Turns out that XQC didn't go to Shit Camp because he broke up with his girlfriend. Then Flickr had a $300,000 scam.
$300,000.
Yeah, so I think there's a streamer named Slicker who was a gambling addict, or I guess he still is, and he scammed a bunch of people from Twitch, a bunch of streamers and his viewers, a lot of money to gamble.
Boy.
Yeah, and what people don't realize is that I go by Slicker on Twitch, and and I am in fact bald and have good facial hair. So.
I am the gambler.
And I maybe do a little bit of tennis betting here and there. No, so what happened was Slicker, he went around to a bunch of streamers and he had this template of what he would do to scam people, where he says I've been locked out of my bank.
It's ingenious.
I've been locked out of my bank, and bro, I really don't want to like impose on you. You could say no if you want to or whatever. But I need a little bit of money.
I need this money.
Yeah, so stuff like that. So I think in total, I put down 300,000, but I think it's 300,000 plus, and not only 300,000 plus. I think it's
353,000. I think.
Yes, 380,000 plus. That's what I would know for sure. So it's a lot of money. That's a lot of dough. That is a lot of dough.
This guy.
This top G right here donated to charities. He donated 384,000 to charity. Can you believe it? Who would have thought? Not me. So he scammed everyone. and people were not happy about that.
And
Um,
he's just a scammy boy.
and because of that, a bunch of talk about gambling was on Twitch. So now, unfortunately, James, you know that idea that we had like a year ago, where we make a channel where we dump every single money that's donated to us into gambling and slots. Remember, we make a channel about just based on that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
not going to happen anymore because Twitch banned
No,
gambling. Yeah,
no.
they banned
What
it.
that
So
idea I had.
sorry, everyone who wanted us to who
I
wanted to
know.
see us spiral into a gambling addiction.
I know
That's
you
not
guys
going to
were
happen.
so excited for us to.
Yeah. Now you can't add gambling addiction on top of your alcohol addiction, so that's unfortunate.
It's been up there.
Also, just as a side note, I know that a lot of the viewers here also search up ASMR for this podcast.
Oh right.
Or whoever the viewers of the
ASMR.
podcast search ASMR stuff, but this is not an ASMR podcast. I just want to be very clear with that. Shut the fuck up, James. You're hurting my ears. You piece of shit. What was it? Wait, what was the Trainwrecks tweet? I need to pull. Hold on, let me pull that up. Are you gonna drink and gamble and blackmail me like you did all those girls to cover all those essays? You fucking scumbag piece of shit, James. You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy.
Damn.
So there you go, James.
I don't know though.
Well, I don't know. Wait, I want to be clear. This is not an ASMR podcast.
It's a dragging a train podcast.
It is a gambling podcast. So yeah.
It's a gambling boys podcast.
Twitch banned gambling. Not
Just
all
like
gambling though.
boys.
They banned the slots, I think. They banned the slots and whatever the weird website like foreign websites you use to gamble with. Those
Right.
websites have been banned too. What is
like,
still allowed is horse
the big
betting.
ones.
Horse betting is still allowed. I think sports betting is still allowed too. So those two are still allowed.
I think
because
you
those
can
are like legal gambling with
You can still
rules
do
in
poker,
place.
right?
Yeah, poker is a legal gambling thing. There are rules in place for poker. So
Okay.
yeah, all that stuff is still fine. So I
I'm
guess
safe then.
we instead of doing the slots thing, I guess we could do poker, blackjack.
Yeah, I think we can just go into an actual casino and stream it.
In real life, stream us going to a casino and like
Just
losing.
some IRL streamers
Bet,
and we
like,
get beat this shit up.
I do a funny prank where I'm like, all in $100,000 and then like lose the hand.
What a funny prank.
I think it'd be hilarious, especially if I take it out of your bank account without telling you. Like,
What?
new
Wait,
boat.
What'd you just say?
New,
No, I just thought it was interesting. What'd you just say though?
new boat. Do you get that reference, James? Do you know what that reference is?
I think I do.
It's from an episode of Game Grumps Power Hour, where they're doing a bit where like their account's been like embezzled or something, like someone's siphoning money, and they think it's Matt, but in fact it was
Tucker.
Dan. And in fact it was Dan, and on his computer at the end of the episode, he's like typing in, and he's like new boat, and then he clicks like the enter. So that's what I was referring to. Anyway, though, back on track. Gambling thing
You always
happens.
go to gambling so
Twitch
often.
bans gambling, and then Asmongold makes a tweet about how Slicker should be banned for scamming because it's illegal,
Yes.
and I agree, probably should be banned.
Illegal.
But I think that he should be banned. But I don't think we should be banned for doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying, James? I
Not
mean,
us,
it's just
but him. But
yeah, not us,
But
not
him.
us, him though.
But him though.
Like it's interesting that the topic that we should be banned to comes up, but I think it should be him.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I don't know why somebody would bring that up, but him though.
So Asmongold tweets, and then I think Mizkif tweets after him saying that like throwing shade to Trainwrecks. I think is that what it was. There was I think Mizkif was doing something about gambling, and whenever gambling comes up, of course Trainwrecks comes up too, because he's also a gambling addict, but hasn't actually scammed anyone or done anything illegal as far as I know.
He scammed me.
Yeah, how much?
All I'm worth.
Oh, it must not have been that much then.
But no, yeah, train was part of that. Remember, he like was the direct face for that one gambling agency,
Yeah, what he
and then
does,
it was just a complete fucking farce.
yeah, he gambles a lot, and he gets a lot of his sponsorships are from those shady websites, and they give him a lot of money to just gamble on stream, to just feed his gambling addiction. Other than that, though, so he tweets, Mizkif tweets, and then Trainwrecks just goes with this really hard tweet, which I read a little bit earlier, not word for word, but he basically claims that Mizkif sent some people to cover up for sexual assault, which I don't know if it's been proven to be true, but everything kind of leans toward that's true.
I'm right. Though, I think it wasn't that they covered it up. It's a weird situation. So
it's weird. I don't really know all about it.
I think covering it up is like the most extreme terminology you can use for it. But
that's what Trainwreck said. Trainwrecks is claiming that is what
Trainwreck said. But
yeah.
But God, we should not be laughing if we're talking about this.
It's super serious, but unfortunately, we're not very mature people, and we can't talk about serious things without laughing. So if that triggers you, then please keep watching, and then also dislike and leave a comment. Leave a comment as to why you don't like that very much. So,
but from what I've seen, and I think from like the little bit I've heard, the girl herself like says that they kind of downplayed it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they covered it up, like when talking to her about it,
it wasn't like a full cover up.
Right. It wasn't like a fucking deep state. You hid the truth. You took our votes. It wasn't anything like that. It
wasn't like a bury the light type of deep cover up. It was
right.
Yeah. So what happened was, at least this is what the events was. So after everything comes out, and the story goes something like, at a party once, I think her name was Adriana Lee.
Yeah, something like that.
Was a streamer at the party. She got drunk. What she did, she went up to like the second floor or something, went to a bedroom and just slept because she was drunk. And what happened was, I don't know who this is until I heard about this, but some dude named Crazy Slick was his Twitch name. He was a friend of Mizkif. Or no, not just a friend. He was Mizkif's best friend. Right? Mizkif's best friend, he goes up to the same room that Adriana Lee is in and claims that he wants to check her pulse.
Right.
And a lot of Adriana Lee's friends were there too. They were not streamers. They were in the same room as her, just like keep an eye on her, I guess. Make sure she's okay. So Crazy Slick comes in and he's like, let me check her pulse. And then he does some other shady stuff that's not checking her pulse, James.
And of course, Slick over here.
Yeah, and of course when I do it, it's okay. But when Crazy Slick does it, then it's all.
Yeah, I've seen that joke made a couple of times.
Bad though. It's bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So he like fondles her, and she's not conscious. Fondles.
Okay, I thought you said fongol.
Yeah, he fongles her, and
Jesus,
it's non-consensual. She is unconscious, so. That happened, and I think what happened was her friends tell her she knows, Crazy Slick knows. Sometime later, she's planning on announcing the fact that happened to her, which is totally within her right to do so.
Right.
And then Mizkif catches wind of it, and he's like, man, my best friend here might have made an oopsie. Something bigger than an oopsie, and I don't want him to be canceled. So I'm going to send some of my girlfriend and someone else. I forgot. I don't really remember their names. He sent a couple people.
Maya and
Mitch. Mitch, right?
Maybe.
No, I think it was Mitch. I have the tweet here. I can pull it up. Send Maya and Mitch. Yep, Maya and Mitch. Mm-hmm. So he sent Maya and Mitch to go to Adriana Lee's house, or wherever Adriana Lee is, and figure some stuff out. And what came out was a watered down version of what happened that night. This is all facts. This is what we know happened. So watered down version of it came out, and that was the end of it pretty much, I think. Crazy Slick pretty much got off scotch-free.
Yeah.
And Adriana Lee actually had some, I think she had some bad stuff happen to her after, because Mizkif and Crazy Slick didn't like her very much after that thing, even though they, even though Crazy Slick was kind of the one to do it first. So what they did was, I think they basically just like ostracized her from the Twitch streaming community thing. So she's like no longer can get any like collabs or anything like that. And that's been happening for a while. I don't know quite how long that's been happening. Maybe a year or two. But yeah, that happened, and that all got dug up once Trainwrecks tweeted that like thing, and everyone was like, "Wait a minute, what is this?" And they all looked deeper into it, and that's what they found. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But now, I did see a video of the leaked Discord call from, I think it was the night before Adriana Lee decided to come out and stream and say whatever she wanted to say for the situation. And it was a Discord call between Trainwrecks and Mizkif mainly, because those two were the ones like feuding on the Twitter, right?
Right.
It was mainly those two, but it was also, I didn't know that, is Trainwrecks a member of OTK?
I'm not aware of him being one, but honestly,
I'm not sure either, but OTK members were there. Like Asmongold was there.
Right.
I actually don't know any other OTK members. I know Mizkif's part of it, I think. Mizkif is OTK.
I'm just now learning from you that Asmon is OTK.
I think Asmon is actually the I think he's like one of the founders or something. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know anything about it. Asmongold was there. Mizkif was there. Trainwrecks. XQC was there too. And Mitch was there. Some dude named Barry, who was Adriana Lee's friend, was there. But funny enough, Maya and Adriana Lee were both not there. So in this Discord call, basically it was Trainwrecks trying to get Mizkif to confess to this whole cover-up thing. And I won't lie to you, James, it really does seem like he tried covering it up. Even though there's no evidence. I don't think there's any like hard evidence to show that he 100% covered this, like meant to cover this up, like intention wise meant to cover this up. But Mizkif was like in this call, Trainwrecks is like, why'd you send these people over to her house when you know it's like weird? You know that the person who sexually assaulted her is friends with you, so you're basically on the enemy side. And you know it's really uncomfortable for her. She didn't know you were sending people over to her house. Why'd you do it? And Mizkif was like, I was just trying to protect my friend, bro. You know, like I think my best friend was gonna get canceled and everything, and I was just trying to protect my friend. You know, I was trying to make sure he's doing good and everything, which kind of makes it seem like it's a cover up.
No, it's very shitty. It's
basically
I'm not saying Mizkif is like the good guy. I don't want to like make it by my comments like on Train and everything.
Are you sure though, James? Because that's the vibes I'm getting.
No,
is that the vibes you guys are getting in the chat, viewers?
That's what I'm afraid people think whenever I say like, okay, let's not act like Train did anything good here, because like he had waited until he was like in the limelight to say anything. That's like my problem here is that he genuinely didn't say anything until this moment. And I know it's like she didn't want it because they downplayed it and like they forced her not to. Again, his response still was, when he did say it, he only said it out of.
It did seem like what was it? How do you say it? It's like a not a great time to say it.
Yeah, it really fucking wasn't. Like, it's so gross that he did it like that. That again, that's just my problem.
You can have your own thoughts on Trainwrecks, whatever you want.
Yeah, I
don't really care about any of these people, honestly.
Side here, he was shitty for fucking doing what he did.
Right. So I think that's what the call was about. Yeah, that's been happening. I think it turns out that in Adriana Lee's stream, that what happened after the whole Crazy Slick thing was that Crazy Slick and Mizkif kind of just told like all the streamer community to avoid her and to make sure she doesn't get like any like traction going for a long time after the events happened. So like all her friends kind of ditched her because they were also being like kind of held back by this group. And so yeah, a lot of things like that happened. So a lot of bad things happened in that space. That kind of makes it a little bit worse in the sense that, you know, they're in the fault, and then now they're making it even worse by doing that kind of stuff.
No, absolutely.
I think one of the big problems was whether or not Mizkif knew or Mizkif thought Crazy Slick was actually did those things or not. Because I think what he was trying to say in the Discord call was that Mizkif didn't know, or Mizkif wanted to believe Crazy Slick, who was saying that he didn't do those things, over Adriana Lee, who said that he did, because false accusations do happen, right, James?
No, absolutely. It is a problem when they do and everything.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell when something is actually true or not. Unfortunately, in this case, it turns out that Crazy Slick didn't just do that to one girl, and he did it to a lot of them. So it makes it a little bit less believable. And I get the fact that you want to cover up for your friends, right? I get the fact you want to have your friends back on stuff.
Right.
But when your friend is clearly in the wrong, I think it is your job to like put them in line, keep them in line.
Absolutely. He shouldn't.
So,
he should have
yeah.
fucking.
It's like it's like whenever I talk about how much I love Andrew Tate and how successful I've been using his philosophy, and James is like, listen, JD, maybe you shouldn't really take tips from a dude who's like being investigated for, you know, sexual assault.
A country to another country because of the allegations of sexual assault against them.
And of course, like a good friend, I completely ignore James's advice, but you know, it just happens to be that way.
You know, like classic, like good neighbor, Andrew Tate
State
is there.
Farm is here, exactly.
No, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate is here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's always here.
In the shadows.
Like a dark night.
Yeah, so that's the two sides. Trainwrecks wants to paint Mizkif as the dude who's covering it up, and I think his side is actually winning just because they have really bad excuses for why they did the things. Because James,
absolutely.
It is really sus. The events that the events we know what happened, they're sus.
Absolutely.
Not gonna lie.
100%.
You know, your friend may or may not have sexually assaulted someone. Either way, he is getting claims of that against him. And the first thing you do, instead of like making sure that the alleged victim is okay, or making sure everything's fine there, is you send people to her house. That already is kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie.
It's incredibly sus. It's such a fucking weird I
didn't go too deep onto it, but after I think when they sent the two people to her house, not only did she not know that they were coming, but after they got in, I think Adrian Lee's friend Barry was also there too, and he claimed that Maya was like gaslighting her into thinking like, are you sure that really happened, or like something, trying to like downplay this thing and getting her to like write a twit long. I think they wrote the twit longer together, like they were like monitoring her tweeting it or something like that. I just know it was really sus. So
yeah, that's
So yeah, when they were at the house, Maya, Mitch, and Barry were together with Adriana Lee, and they were all talking about the situation. I think what Barry claimed was that Maya was trying to gaslight her into thinking that that thing didn't actually happen, and she was just drunk and or whatever. So they wrote a twit longer that was meant to downplay the whole situation and kind of sweep it under the rug. And they were all there when she wrote that of her own free volition, James. But unfortunately, we can't really get I didn't really get a clear version of it, because the people who were there, Maya, Mitch, and Barry. Maya's not in the Discord call. And Adriana Lee's not in the Discord call either. So we just have Mitch and Barry. And I'm not going to lie, dude. They also seem kind of sus because they know everything, right? They were there to hear this conversation between Adriana Lee and Maya. but they just don't want to say anything. I don't know why, really. Actually, Barry was the one who was like, yeah, she was like gaslighting and everything. It's all her fault, Maya's fault. And Mitch was just like kind of not saying really anything. So I have no idea what Mitch's side is. Like Mizkif's side, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone on Mizkif's side has like a terrible time defending like their actions. Like, and it makes zero sense. And I really like the parts in this call when Asmongold is talking, because I think he just like completely shits on Mizkif's actions during this. Where like the one part where he's like, listen, I get that Crazy Slick's your friend and everything, but he's a liability, and you're gonna need him kick out. You're gonna need to kick him out of your house because he's a liability to everyone here in the organization, and everything. So he goes on like a crazy, roast session right there. So yeah, James, that's what I think, or that's what I got from this this leaked Discord call thing, right? And apparently, I'm pretty sure, I think, I don't know if Trainwrecks knew about this whole situation. I don't know how long he knew about it. Do you know, James?
I'm not aware of that either.
Because in the Discord call, I'm pretty sure what happened was the reason why Trainwrecks tweeted that out so like, or at least one of the reasons why he tweeted out so recklessly, and like in an improper time, was because he didn't know about it before. I think he knew about it. He knew like the basic detail of what happened before, but he didn't know any of the details, like Mizkif sent people over, or like some like cover-ups been happening, or like how they've been keeping Adriana Lee down and stuff. I think what Trainwrecks knew before was that Adriana Lee was at a party and was sexually assaulted, and then so he was like keeping in contact with her, like, hey, are you okay, and stuff. I think that's what he knew before. And then recently, Mitch, one of the people who were there, actually leaked all of like the details of what happened to Trainwrecks. And that's why Trainwrecks called Mizkif out, like right there. So they came into the Discord call, and that's when he like was talking about everything, because the entire Discord call he was just like, see, I'm here, and I'm telling you, you're covering up shit. Mitch told me everything, and I know everything that's going on. So that's what he was saying in the call. So that makes me think that he didn't really know what was happening before, or like the details of what has happened before. And now, recently, because Mitch told him, now Trainwrecks knows a lot more than he did before. So that's what made me think Trainwrecks did that tweet, which was still at an improper time.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think it makes it a little bit better, but still probably should have done it a better way.
I think also, have you seen XQC's like Discord messages during this?
I have no idea why XQC was there. I don't think I heard him talk that much during the Discord call, and I have no idea what his side is for this. I've seen nothing related to him.
He's like, he was originally like it was very weird, his reactions and stuff, because he originally, it was like, oh yeah, no, let's get him for this and everything, and it's like, yeah, no, we should get rid of gambling and stuff. Like, he was on their side, and then out of nowhere just started going, no, fuck you, like he just started having a freak out and everything.
XQC?
He was like, yeah.
Wait, so
and
he was on Mizkif's side or Trainwreck's side?
I don't think he was on either side at like the moment, but then he like joined in, and it was like he was again, it was him and Trainwrecks that were like the pioneering force from like the stuff I've seen for the fucking shit against Mizkif stuff. Like, originally I didn't see anything of him, and then I just started seeing him everywhere for it.
Oh, so it was first Trainwrecks versus Mizkif, and then XQC joined Trainwrecks later on.
And he was sending messages and stuff like, I fucking told you, I called it. He's like having a fucking weird reaction to everything, if I'm being honest. Like, that's just not the way that you react to something like this, man.
He's just trying to get clout.
I mean,
which is
absolutely
kind of fucked up in this kind of situation, because it's not like a goofy drama, normal like drama type thing. This is like actual crime type of territory. So
no, it is. It is, and
It is. It is.
it absolutely is, and the way that it's being handled is so fucking weird. I do not like it. I do not like the way that they're
It's being
fucking
handled like it's a normal drama thing, and
right.
that makes me feel a little weird because
And
it's
and
very clearly not a normal drama thing.
and I saw I don't know where this part came from, but XQC and fucking Hassan weren't also XQC live streaming all of his like conversations, especially like his breakup with his girlfriend. Such a
That is
fucking
weird, man.
bad move. Such a
That
bad
is,
move, and
yeah, that's a terrible move.
it's why I agree on you with the whole I think he did it for clout thing because like that why would you?
Well, he's a content creator first and foremost, and when you think about content creation for 95% of your day, then things like that just happen, James. Hey, you'll
Hmm.
get there someday too. Chin up.
I truly hope I do not get to here.
I mean, maybe me and you can keep each other in check so that we never get there, huh?
JD, I truly hope I never have to keep you in check to keep you away from
Are
this.
you sure, James? But what if I did? What if I'm recording our conversation right now?
What? No,
Yeah.
what? No, but I saw a Discord call between XQC and Hassan, and XQC was making it about gambling. Like he was very clearly trying to force Hassan into like making the conversation about gambling when he wasn't. And like Hassan's like, no, because Trainwrecks wasn't the one who got like sexually assaulted. And XQC just kind of smiles and starts on his he's like, see, so this is about gambling. It's like,
That's an
whoa,
amazing XQC impression.
you insane little man, stop.
Insane little man. How tall is he? Isn't he tall?
I mean, little as like body size.
You mean little as in like thickness?
I could body slam the shit out of that kid. I'm not afraid.
Kid, he's like 30. Oh no, he's 26.
He's only a few years.
Come on, dude.
I'll fucking murder him.
My God, James. How did these top streamers hurt you,
Ah,
James? Jesus.
let's
What do they
go.
do to you?
Go ape shit. Go stupid. Ah. No, but no, seriously, it's such a fucking weird conversation. It's such a weird topic because it's being
Mhm.
covered in such several different ways that aren't consistent with each other.
Right.
I really don't like it because I don't think a good portion of people that are part of it are a
It's
part of
weird
it.
because it's like a Trainwrecks versus Mizkif type of thing when it
It is.
actually should be a sexual assault thing between Slick and Adriana Lee.
No, 100%. People are more digging into Mizkif than into Slick, and that's like what's really upsetting me. It's like again,
And yes,
priorities.
Mizkif did something terrible, and
Yes,
that's
but
it.
so did somebody else
But
here, and nobody's saying anything.
the real crime here was the other thing that happened,
It's I hate it. I hate this whole
Right.
fucking situation, and I want to never be a part of it.
So are you gonna stop your tier 3 sub to Mizkif now, or are you gonna keep paying it because it'll affect your
Yeah,
credit? Or
I'm gonna have to give it to the guy that we do the giggle of.
no, you're gonna keep it up because it's gonna affect your credit if you stop paying.
Oh, you're right. My credit. No,
Yeah, your credit, dude.
my credit that I pay through my debit. No,
God damn.
let's
Well,
go.
I think I covered everything there. Is there
Yeah.
anything I missed? I must
No,
have missed some stuff, but
yeah, I'm
not
sure
that
a
we
few things,
remember.
but not nothing big. I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's the situation. Um,
So that's the
as you know, it
switch.
affects all of us heavily. So
Heavily,
heavily, yeah.
heavily.
And yeah, that's it. In other news, because that's not the only thing that happened this week. Some other news.
My dad is down bad.
Wait, what happened to your dad? Oh yeah, right. You told me something about your father that I guess is totally fine to talk about on the podcast. Tell me.
So I found out that on my Facebook Messenger, I'd been getting messages like that I was not aware of this entire time. So upon opening it up and looking at them, I realized that people were mistaking me for my dad because we have the same name.
Right.
And so I just kept getting messages of like these old flames and just people he knew in his past, like trying to reconnect with him and everything. And my dad's like reading, he's
Old
like,
flames.
my dad's like reading it, and then he comes to me and he's like, "You've been keeping this from me, Jim." You've been keeping me out of the
Jim,
game. And I'm like, oh
what have
my
you been
god.
doing? I was
He's
wondering why my old flames weren't texting me.
yeah, but he's like he's so weird about it. He's like, you've been keeping me out of the you've been keeping me away from the
I mean, you have technically.
I technically, but what? And so I told my dad, "Oh my God, you're down bad," and he's like, "Yes, but what does that mean?"
Yes, but fuck you.
Yes, but what?
But who?
Who? Yeah, that's really where that ends. It's just such a weird,
Oh, that's
freaking
funny.
weird thing. It
A little
came out of nowhere.
lighthearted talk. Now let's get a little dangerous.
Oh no.
Actually, I didn't even pull up my notepad of what I wrote down to be dangerous with.
I'm flexing.
Oh, GTA 6 was leaked. Did you hear
Oh
about that?
yeah, and the kid got arrested.
Yes, he was arrested. Um,
Literal kid.
it was a kid. I think he was 16 or 17. I think 17 was
16.
what was listed on the arresting thing, but 16, between 16 and 17, wherever, doesn't really matter that much. He's a kid. What's funny to me is that, kid managed to hack into the GTA thing and leak it. And also the fact that Take-Two and Rockstar are so like adamant about they're so litigious that they want to go after a kid like that for the whole hacking thing. So
I'm not too surprised that this is the way that they're reacting. You know.
no, I mean, based on how they reacted in the past with like the mods and everything, for GTA 5, yeah, that's what about what I expected. I expected him to get into trouble. Maybe not quite so far as like FBI investigation, arresting type thing, but yeah, I did think he would get like fined or something. But
Oh shit! I gotta go.
do you?
I lost track of time.
Oh,
I'm very sorry.
well, that'll be it then. Yeah. There's some other stuff on the list, but it's not too important really.
we can
The Twitch, we could cover the whole Twitch thing, which is the important part. So
we can do like a supplemental.
no. If you guys enjoyed, you should like, subscribe, and you can catch us every Sunday. And remember, this is not an ASMR podcast.
Ruby Ice Queendom was actually pretty good. The English dub for it comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna rewatch it all in English. It was actually pretty good.
Oh right, you did tell me you wanted to share
it's
screen and watch it. So
it's genuinely pretty good.
I guess
I just can't.
we can
help
like
but
record a
say that.
reaction to that or something and
Yeah.
upload on your channel, your dead channel.
Yeah, your second channel.
Yeah, it's my VOD channel.
We should.
It's just my VOD channel.
I'm gonna make it your second channel.
That'll be it then. Yeah,
Just
James
Google
has to
Drive
go.
your stuff.
Every Sunday we do this podcast.
Am I your editor now?
It's not an ASMR. Nope, you're not an editor. You haven't edited anything actually, and
How dare you?
that'll be it from us. Take it, bring us out, James.
So I haven't finished Classroom of the Elite yet, but I'm
You
gonna get there.
you fucking piece of scumbag. You
Bye.
fucking shitter shit. You mother bitcher. I swear to God.